It's about time you got here, Ben.
What's the matter?
Real trouble. Inside.
Why should it change? Everybody always has a good time. I suggest that this celebration stay just like it's always been. I don't see any point in changing the celebration. Everyone has a good time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, please.
Well, we thought perhaps you weren't coming, Mr. Cartwright.
Well, I'm sorry I'm late, Mrs. Brown, but now that I am here, would everybody please be seated?
Speaking for the ladies of this town, I would like to make one point clear, Mr. Cartwright. We do not approve of the plans for celebrating the town anniversary next month.
Well, Mrs. Brown, I thought this meeting had been called in order to make the plans for the anniversary celebration. Now, how can we disapprove of them if we haven't made them yet?
Because of last year and the year before that. The same thing. Riding and roping contests in the afternoon and a box social at night. It never changes.
Why should it change? Everybody always has a good time. And I don't see any reason.
Please, Charlie. I think Mrs. Brown has a point. Let's hear her out.
The whole point is, Ben, you men enjoy the riding and roping while we women spend all our time preparing the food. Now, we don't mind that. We do it all the time. But an anniversary celebration ought to be something special. A treat for us, as well as the men. Don't you agree?
Why should it change?
That's right.
Everybody always has a good time.
Look, Mrs. Brown, I think, has a valid point.
Other towns put on plays. They give recitals. Perhaps we might even find a touring Shakespearean company.
Oh, now, enough is enough, Edna. You're going to ruin the whole shebang with your highfalutin ideas. Shakespeare,
That was only a suggestion.
And I suggest we keep the celebration just like it's always been. I don't see any need to change it.
Now, wait a minute. Let's have a little order, ladies and gentlemen. We have a committee here of 7. Mrs. Brown, would you sit down, please? We're 7 of us here in this committee. Let's have a vote. All those who are opposed to Mrs. Brown's suggestion, put up your right hand. All right? Now, all those who are in favor of Mrs. Brown's suggestion, put up your right hand. That's 4-3.
Oh, thank you, Ben.
All right, Edna, now that we've taken up your proposition and passed it, I think it behooves you to go out and get the best danged entertainment you can find.
Me? I don't know a soul outside of Virginia City. But with your contacts, well, you're the logical one for the job.
Me?
Why not? All those in favor of giving this job to Ben Cartwright, stand up. Well, now, don't feel bad, Ben. Maybe as a last resort, you can get up on stage and read us some of that Shakespeare yourself.
Shakespeare. You want to read some Shakespeare, Buck?
Well, howdy, Ben.
How are you, Amos?
What can I do for you?
Well, I don't rightly know. I tell you, I came in to see if I might find some idea for some entertainment, for the anniversary celebration.
Are we going to have the usual riding and roping contests?
Oh, sure, we're going to have all that. But, well, the entertainment committee thought they might like to go beyond that, have something. Well, I thought I might find some idea here among some old playbills or something.
Well, we've booked about everything you can think of. Acrobats, dog acts?
Oh, no, they were thinking of something a little more cultural. Like, actors, opera singers, something like that.
Something like that. Well, you might look over those old posters on the table.
Hmm?
Yeah. The boys will sure be disappointed if we don't have the riding and roping.
Oh, we're going to have all the riding and roping we can use, but this is just for the ladies.
The ladies? Yeah, they're always after me to put on more opera. Oh, you find something, Ben?
Yeah, I might have at that.
Huh? Oh, that one. Had her booked in here 3 or 4 years ago. Then she canceled at the last minute. Caused me no end of trouble replacing her.
Yeah, I remember. I was very disappointed when she didn't get here. She has a beautiful voice.
Oh? You've heard her?
Yeah. Well, that was a long time ago. Amos, where could I find her?
Well, the booking and cancellation was made out of San Francisco.
San Francisco? It's a long way. But I might just go there and try to find her.
A bunch of the fellers got together, seeing that dang Charlie Carruthers. He done and nominated Paul. Hi, Paul.
Oh, hello, boys.
How you doing, Pa?
Oh, pretty good. Glad to be home.
Anything exciting happen in town?
Oh, not that I can think of.
Hey, you know, we heard that they're gonna paint the town hall all new for the celebration. Of course, that's just something we heard.
Yeah, I heard that, too.
I sure hope that celebration this year is as good as it was last year, don't you, Joe?
It's a humdinger. A humdinger.
And why shouldn't it be?
No reason, boy. I mean, I just hope I win as many of the contests I did last year. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot more to life than just winning some riding and roping contests or vying for blue ribbons, you know.
Well, that's for certain.
You can say that again.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things, like Shakespeare and Hamlet and plays and well, just a bunch of things like that, right?
Hoss, thou speakest the truth.
You heard, huh? Well, I tell you, with a little bit of luck, we'll have the contest and the culture. You boys remember me talking about Angela Bergstrom?
Well, that name's familiar. I just can't seem to place it.
Yeah, an opera singer. About 15 years ago, she was the toast of the musical world. Beautiful face, beautiful, gorgeous voice. I'll tell you, she was the only opera singer that made a stage door Johnny out of me.
Oh, you're joshing.
Well, you mean you really were stuck on her?
Oh, fell for her. Look at that. I'll tell you, back in St. Louis about 15 years ago, I had a front row center seat every night for 2 solid weeks.
And you're thinking of inviting her to the celebration?
It's a good idea, isn't it? Exactly what the ladies of Virginia City ordered. Exactly.
Yeah, but Paul, you ain't seen her in 15 years.
Oh, she's still singing. Oh, she was booked in for the Opera House here about 3 years ago, and then she had to cancel out at the last moment. But she was booked out of San Francisco.
So, you're gonna go to San Francisco?
Yeah, thought I might. I sort of been postponing the trip to San Francisco on business anyway, and I thought I might have just as well killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Well, Paul, what happens if you can't find her?
Hoss, have you ever considered playing Hamlet?
Oh, come on. Before you get some silly idea, will you?
To be or not to be, Joe.
Oh, we got rid of him.
Yes?
Angela Bergstrom.
Yes, that's me. What do you want?
I'm Ben Cartwright.
Ben! Ben Carr!
Yeah.
Oh, I'm overwhelmed.
You know, for a little while I thought my pride was going to take a beating, but of course, how could you remember after so many years?
Well, it just didn't connect you. I mean, right off the street like this.
When I had the devil's own time trying to find you, too.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I've been moving around a lot lately. It's very difficult to find a place where they allow children to practice. Won't you come in, please?
Thank you.
Marianne, I think it's time for you to go home. Now, I want you to practice that any great singer must learn to accompany herself.
I don't want to be a singer.
But your mother wants you to be one, right? So I want to see you on Wednesday.
Yes, Mom.
Same time?
Yes, Mom.
Practice.
Yes, Mom.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Can I fix you some tea?
No, thank you. I don't have too much time to stay. I've been spending all this time looking for your apartment.
I must say you look as handsome as ever, Ben.
You look lovely.
Oh, I don't know. A little older, but what can you do about it?
Nonsense. That voice of yours, that will never get old.
Oh, the voice. Well, let's not discuss the voice.
You enjoy working with the children?
Yes, I do. It's one of my pet theories. I think anybody who's had a certain amount of fame should teach the younger generation so that they can benefit from their
Now, wait a
knowledge.
minute. You're sounding as if you're from the old generation. You're too young to talk that way. You should be on the stage now, singing.
Well, I don't sing too much anymore. I'm sort of, I'm sort of semi-retired.
Do you know why I came all the way from Virginia City to San Francisco to find you?
No?
I thought how wonderful it would be if you were to come to Virginia City to give a concert. We're having a big anniversary celebration, and you were almost there 3-4 years ago, and you had to cancel out, and I thought, wouldn't it be nice if you were to come and sing for us now? It wouldn't be like a professional engagement, but, you know, more like singing before friends. And you could stay with us at the Ponderosa, and my sons are there, and it's so beautiful there now, and the mountains and the fresh air and the lake and the pine trees.
Yes, it would be nice to get out of the city, wouldn't it?
And we'll roll out the red carpet all the way from San Francisco to the Ponderosa for you.
Well, I can't give you an answer now. I'll have to think about it.
Well, I don't want an answer right now. It's still 3 weeks to go. Now, wait a minute. Now, you think about it, and then you send me a telegram and say that you'll be there.
Oh, just thinking of singing gives me the butterflies. But I promise you I will think about it.
All right, all right. Now, we'll be expecting that wire from you. And please make it be yes.
I'll think about it. I'll let you know, Ben.
Bye.
Pa's as nervous as a wolf in a cage.
Yeah, ever since that Angela Bergstrom wrote him she's coming. Of course, you might be a little nervous too, Joe, if you got an old girlfriend about to show up.
Girlfriend, come on, will you, hoss? This Bergstrom woman's no more than an artist that Pa's important for the celebration, that's all.
Oh, maybe more to it than you think.
You've been reading too many books.
I ain't read a book and I don't know when.
All right, you've been looking at the pictures.
Can't understand why that stage is so late.
The stage from Genoa's always late.
Well, Angela's nervous enough about this trip without having the added annoyance of a late stage.
What's she so nervous about? I thought she'd sung on stages all over the world.
Not in the mood for any of your jokes. Coming out of retirement is different.
Hey, here it comes.
Oh!
Oh, thank you, Captain. And please, don't forget now to give my love to General Forbes in West Point. Remind him of our meeting in Rome. Oh, Ben.
Oh, Angela.
Oh, how marvelous to be here.
Wonderful to see you.
Oh, I had had such a trip. I think I would have died if it hadn't been for the captain. Now, don't forget to give my love to General Forbes. Have a nice trip.
Angela?
Oh. What a quaint little town. Oh, the mountains. It reminds me of Spain. It really does. You know?
Angela, these are my two sons.
You look wonderful. I don't think I've ever seen you dressed like this. You've always been sort of formally dressed when I've met
Angela, these are my two boys. I want you to meet them.
Oh.
Little Joe and Hoss. Mr.
Well,
Bergstrom.
how nice to meet you.
How do you do?
Howdy, ma'am.
I'm going to love it here among those strong, beautiful men.
Boys, will you get Miss Bergstrom bags? And Jake, make sure that the trunks are delivered to the house. This way.
Beautiful.
You're just not accustomed to cultured talk, little brother.
Well, that was actually my first encounter with military life. Of course, I was thrilled to sing for the general. When one is dedicated, one has to keep working all the time. I think I gave over 100 concerts in 6 months. That's quite a lot, you know. Well, of course, I've always been in love with clothes. I wonder if there is ever a woman who isn't. Of course, we do dress for you men. We all know that. But do I enjoy it? As a matter of fact, when I go to Paris...
More coffee?
No, thank you, no. 1 cup is enough. I have trouble sleeping, I'm afraid. Oh, that reminds me. I remember when I was in Constantinople once. Of course, they have marvelous coffee there. I suppose I drank too much. But anyhow, I was singing at the... No, I was actually singing for the royal court, mind you. I didn't sleep a wink for a whole week.
Excuse me. I'm sorry I'm late for supper, ma'am, but I had
that's all
to
right.
fix some fences.
It's very nice to meet your family, Ben.
Well, ma'am, it's sort of nice to meet you, too. We've...
It reminds me of something very funny. I knew 3 brothers once in Philadelphia. You have to excuse me. And they were all sort of a little bit in love with me.
You must have had a bunch of them stage Georgianis around you then. Paul used to be one of them, too.
Oh. Would you like to take a walk with me, Ben? I love the Western nights.
I'd enjoy that very much.
Will you excuse us, boys?
Certainly.
Certainly. Oh, boy.
It's quite a woman.
Oh, yeah, she's quite a woman. She talks faster than a medicine man with a sheriff right behind her.
Paul don't seem to mind.
No, he doesn't. You know, I got a hunch he's kind of acting the way he did sitting front row center 15 years ago.
I don't know, Joe. Most women are pretty much like they all do a lot of talking, especially when they're nervous. She'll be calm tomorrow.
Would you like to make a little bet? Say, $5?
Sure, I'll bet you. I don't want to take your money, though, Joe. I know women.
You know women.
You know, I love this place. It's beautiful. It reminds me of my own country, Sweden, except for one thing, hap sing. That's one thing we haven't got in my country. Were you ever in Sweden, Ben?
No.
No, you really must go there. It's really very much like here. You know, I used to grow up in a little village just like this. Reminds me of my first trip to Russia. Oh, it was so exciting. I met this absolutely enchanting prince. Now, what was his name again? I can't remember. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. He was perfectly charming, anyhow. We absolutely lived on vodka and caviar. Can you imagine? I suppose it wasn't so good for my voice, but in those days, nothing seemed to matter. My voice could take almost anything. Well, it's a Spanish mantilla. Tarantella, you know. I picked it up in Madrid. Were you ever in Madrid, by the way, Ben?
Once.
Was she pretty? Well, I was very interested in a bullfighter when I was there. His name was Alfonso Rodriguez. He was very interested in my singing, and I was very interested in his bullfighting. Oh, when I did go to Paris, those were in the good old days. I used to pick up the same dress, but in 10 different colors. And then I would wear each dress whenever my mood was that color. Do you know what I mean? I have to tell you about my first trip to Russia. That was really fabulous. I met this enchanting prince. Now, what was his name? Oh, well, I suppose it doesn't really matter. He was a perfect angel, anyhow. Well, I just can't remember his name. Anyhow, we lived on vodka and caviar for days. Well, it's a lovely hall. It's a lovely hall, really.
Well, we had it freshly painted just for tomorrow night.
Oh, that's the worst thing for the voice.
Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't think of that.
We're all looking forward to your concert, Miss Bergstrom. And we're so grateful to Mr. Cartwright for bringing you here.
Oh, well, I'm delighted to be here, and I was delighted when Ben asked me to come. I'm looking forward to the concert as much as you do.
Well, ladies, we must be going now.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It was so nice meeting
Very
you.
nice meeting you. Goodbye. Goodbye. And thank you for giving me such a lovely, warm welcome.
Bye, ladies. Well, you sure made a big hit with the ladies.
Oh, they were all so nice, but really.
Glad you liked them.
Ooh, I hope I'm not catching a cold.
You're all right, aren't you?
Oh, yes, I feel fine. I love being here. I love your town. And I love being with you, Ben. Ooh.
Yeah. You smell the pine?
It's all your land, Ben. I'm delighted that everything has gone so well for you.
I'm especially proud of it today.
Oh, why?
Showing it to you. I'm gonna be real proud of you tomorrow night. My golly, I'm getting so excited about that concert. So's everybody else in town.
Oh, don't expect too much. My voice is not what it used to be.
Oh, just to hear the voice of Angela Bergstrom is gonna be quite sufficient. You're very quiet.
Well, it's about time, isn't it? I mean, I haven't stopped talking since I arrived here.
Oh.
I was just thinking, when would you like me to get together with the accompanist?
What do you mean?
You mean you don't have an accompanist for me?
Well, I thought you were going to, accompany yourself.
Well, I couldn't do that.
Oh, I guess I've been pretty stupid.
Well, no. No, it wasn't stupid of you. I should have thought about it myself. We've got quite a problem on our hands, haven't we?
Problems are made to be solved. Look, I'm going to take it back to the ranch because I'm going to find an accompanist for us.
You mean you're going to find a pianist here?
If there's one around here to be found, I'm going to find him. Nothing's going to stop this concert from going on. Yeah!
You gotta be kidding me.
Well, couldn't you sort of play around?
Look, I can play 5 numbers and they all sound like this. Now, if by any chance that gal can sing the lyrics to this little number, we're in business.
What's the matter? Are you feeling sick?
No, I just reading a poem here.
And what's the name of it?
Just a poem.
Yeah, I know it's just a poem. I just want to know what the name of it is.
Hamlet. Hey, that must be Paul. Hey, any luck?
No, not a bit.
Well, that's too bad. I'll take care of your horse.
All right, thank you.
Wait for me. Good evening.
Good evening.
I understand Miss Angela Bergstrom is staying here.
That's right.
May I speak to her, please?
Well, I'm afraid Miss Bergstrom is retired for the night.
Oh, well, it's important that I see her.
Well, perhaps you might be able to see her first thing in the morning. I could tell her that you were here. What is your name, sir?
Ames. Carlton Ames. You must be Ben Cartwright.
Yes, I'm Ben Cartwright.
Mr. Cartwright, I really must speak to her as soon as possible.
Are you a friend of Miss Bergstrom's?
I've been with Miss Bergstrom for years.
You've been with her?
Yes, sir. I was her accompanist.
Her accompanist?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Ames, I want you to see her first thing in the morning. You're going to stay the night here. Now, bring the gentleman's bag in. Come on right in. I'm so happy to see you. Johnny. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Morning, Bo.
How's everybody this morning?
Right, fine.
I'm just going to have me some coffee because I think you boys and I ought to go work that east line so we can get into town by noon.
And what time will this contest start?
Oh, not till about 1:30. Beautiful day, huh?
Morning to you. Me and Joe will go saddle the horses.
Yeah, we'll saddle the horse.
You go ahead and do that.
I'm sorry I didn't wait up for you last night. I was exhausted. I was simply exhausted. I have a wonderful idea.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
What is it?
I was thinking, since I can't sing tonight,
Yeah?
I could give a little talk for the ladies. I could talk to them about my travels, about my experiences abroad and things like that.
Well, it's a very fine idea, Angela, but I really think that the ladies would love to hear that magnificent voice of yours.
I know, but I mean, if we can't find any companies, I mean, what are we going to do?
Well...
I mean, you haven't found one, have you?
No, as a matter of fact, I haven't found one, and...
Well, I didn't think that you could out here.
But I do have the most wonderful surprise for you, Angela.
Oh? What's that?
You can come in now. Here she is.
Hello, Angela.
I know that you and Mr. Ames are going to have a lot to talk about because you want to get ready for that concert. So I'm going to let you two go right to it. I'll see you in a little while.
Angela. I'm sorry you feel that way.
What do you want?
I want to help you.
Help me. A year ago, when I really needed you, then you deserted me. I don't think that I can ever forgive you for that.
It's been a long time, I know. I can't tell you how many times I began to write.
Well, I'm sure that's true. But still, it doesn't help me, does it?
When I heard that you came here to sing, I thought perhaps you would need me. Angela, I want to tell you that, well, there's something I can now afford to say.
I don't want to hear it. I suppose I've changed. But I'm very happy here. For the first time in my life, I realize that there is another life outside of our musical world. Ben has been wonderful to me. I want you to leave me alone.
Angela, listen to me for 1 minute.
I don't want to hear it. I want you to leave me alone.
Sure are.
You gonna stay for the contest?
Oh, I thought I'd watch the start and then maybe head back to the ranch.
All righty. Hey, there's Hawks. Yeah. Hi, Paul.
Well, what are you doing here in a buckboard? You're not going to rope a steer from a buckboard, are you?
Well, I had to bring in that Carl Ames fella this morning.
Oh, he came in to try at that piano in the town hall, I guess.
No, that's what I thought at first, but I had to bring him here at the stage line.
He what?
He bought a ticket and caught a stage out here about 30 minutes ago, heading west.
Well, he can't do that. Here, give me that buckboard. Get up!
is this? What you after?
I gotta talk to one of your passengers. Ames? Carlton Ames?
Yes?
Why'd you run out on me?
I'm sorry, Mr. Cartwright. I was wrong in coming.
Are you Angela's accompanist, or aren't you?
Yes, but,
Well, then get out of there and come back with me.
No, sir, I'm sorry. My mind is made up.
Now, look, either you come out of there, or I'm coming in after you.
Mr. Cartwright, you're making a mistake. This is not worth the effort.
Well, let me be the judge of that. Get him his bag.
Get up! Get up!
All right, Mr. Is it money? How much do you want?
It isn't money. Angela didn't want me to stay, that's all.
She can't sing without you. She needs you.
Oh, she made it perfectly clear that she didn't need me anymore.
Well, I just don't understand why. You're even old friends, aren't you?
As far as I'm concerned, it was more than friendship. You see, I've been in love with Angela Bergstrom. Deeply in love. For more years than I care to talk about.
Well, that's fine. Let's get back to it.
Don't you see? Angela doesn't know.
That you're in love with her?
No. That I went to New York to try and prove to myself that I had a career, a life of my own as a concert pianist, not just as an accompanist. It was a long and difficult period, but I made it. I've had a few recitals, and I've been booked for a tour.
Good.
So I rushed from New York to San Francisco. When they told me she'd come up here, I followed to tell her the good news.
What did she say?
I didn't tell her. When I realized how she felt, I didn't want to interfere. So I thought the best thing for me is to leave the two of you alone.
Oh, wait a minute. What's that supposed to mean?
I'm talking about you and Angela Bergstrom being in love.
No. She's not in love with me. And I'm not in love with her, not that way. We're old friends. Why, I love being with her, but let me tell you something, Miss Strange. The most important thing in my mind right now is that concert, and if we're not going to get there, there isn't going to be a concert. Now, let's go.
Mr. Cartwright, there never was to be a concert.
What?
Maybe Angela really does want to sing this time, but in the end, she won't. Just like the other times. She lost her beautiful voice years ago.
Hey, Paul was kind of worried about you.
Oh?
Hope you're not still concerned about that pianist fella. It seems like it don't make a whole lot of difference nohow.
What do you mean?
Yeah, Angela can't sing anyway. She's got laryngitis. Her throat's in real bad shape.
Since there ain't gonna be no concert, that's why she let that fella go away anyhow.
Well, that's as good an excuse as any.
What?
As soon as I change clothes, we'll ride into town.
Angela's already dressed. She figured she ought to make an appearance even though she can't sing.
Well, that's very gracious of her.
Let's go get the buggy.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Ben. My voice.
Now, don't use your voice any more than you have to. The boys told me about your laryngitis. I feel terrible for you. But I'm so happy that you're willing to come into town to explain the situation to all those people. Shh, not another word. I better go change, getting late. Oh, Angela. It might get a little chilly later. You better take a scarf for your throat.
Yes, I will.
going?
Away from here.
Why?
He plays beautifully. He has become a great artist. And I'm finished.
Why do you say that?
It's all so humiliating.
Angela, you're a great artist. You've worked and struggled. And you've achieved great success. And now, your voice is tired. Isn't that right?
What do you mean?
Well, isn't that why you've been canceling your engagements? Or you have these sudden attacks of laryngitis?
Is that what Carlton told you?
Yes. Yes, that's what he told me. And he told me because he loves you and understands you and wants to help you.
Loves? That's a strange kind of loving, isn't it?
Angela, he went to New York. For more than a year, proved himself as a concert pianist so that he could come back to tell you that he loves you, that he can take care of you. Why don't you let him tell you?
It's all too late.
Too late? Angela, look at me. Look at me. You're a beautiful woman. You have many years, wonderful years with Carlton ahead of you. It's not too late. It's never too late. Never.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Applause is always sweet to the ear of an artist. However, I think that the applause that I enjoyed most was given to another. For years of joy and delight for me, I was privileged to share in the career of one of the great artists, one of the great ladies of this generation. Miss Angela Bergstrom.
Talent, as we've all heard tonight, is a God-given gift. I was blessed with that talent for many years. It took me to many wonderful places, and I met many wonderful people. Always at my side was Mr. Ames. relegating his own artistry so that I could stand in the spotlight alone. My spotlight has faded, and so has my talent. Mr. Ames has become a great artist, and still he continues to support and stand by me. I only hope now that I can repay him for his dedication with my own dedication, with my support, if he needs it, my loyalty, always, and my love, if he wants it.
Well, Paul, everything turned out mighty fine. All the ladies are happy.
Yeah, they're really pleased. I didn't have to call on you to do your Hamlet piece after all, did I?
Yeah, listen, Paul, I got 3 of them soliloquies all memorized. See? Shh.
He's gonna play again.
Wait till next year.
Oh, yeah, I can hardly wait.